Shout. That's right. Oh, my voice is struggling. You got to give me a break on this one. It's been a long couple days of Johnny running his mouth at Notre Dame. My voice is struggling. Give me a break. That's right. Almost. That's right, folks. Welcome into a Notre Dame, Miami, Ohio / tailgate party review edition of the Always Irish Shout. Oh, I'm struggling. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being with me. As always, you can find the program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps Johnny out as well. Notifications on it way you alerted every time a new episode drops. I know you don't want to miss it. Twitter. Search bar Always Irish or at Always Irish Inc. Emails alwaysirishnd@gmail.com. Audio only anywhere you want it. You can get it. If you don't want to see my face, ain't nobody going to blame you for that. A lot of you just saw my face in person. You might need a break. I don't blame you. The call-in lines, we'll get back to them. 3-1, man, I just feel weird being out of my routine. It's throwing me off, being out of my routine, no call-in show. I wasn't able to write all my articles and do my whole thing. It's throwing me off. We got to get back on track, baby. Call-in lines, 312-900-8815. Dial it up. Tell Uncle Johnny Boy all you heard and seen from the tailgate lots, the North lot. Notre Dame Fighting Irish Football brought to you by Sports Illustrated. Google it. We got a lot of good articles there. Everybody doing a good job. And I got to give my team, I got to thank the rest of the guys on the Sports Illustrated writing a role here. Picked up Johnny's slack while I was doing the tailgating thing. They had to write on my behalf. And I appreciate that, you guys. I don't mean to leave them hanging. There's just no way for me to do it while I was doing all the tailgating stuff. Don't forget about patreon.com/Always Irish. The former captain, leading tackler Mike Goolsby. We got the All-22 film. We got that cooking, offense, defense. We got live streams now on Patreon where you can interact with Mike, ask anything. Oh, it's a fun time. Thanks for being there. All right. Sorry I'm late. Sorry the voice is a little rough. I just walked in the door 2 minutes ago from South Bend, unloaded all the coolers and everything, dumped it off in the garage, came right downstairs, and I just feel the need to get you guys something because I've been out of the mix in South Bend all weekend. Okay, first things first. Little housewarming party Friday there. Tailgate Saturday was a great success on both accounts. I'm blaming Rodney. You know Rodney, the caller Rodney. I'm blaming him for my hangover Saturday. It was Rodney's Irish whiskey shots that got me Friday night. Set the alarm for 7 a.m. Saturday to go get set up for the tailgate. 7 a.m. Saturday, 6 a.m. my time. Oh, your boy wasn't feeling too good. Oh, I wasn't feeling too good. But little Miller Lite for breakfast with Pat, and you start feeling good again. It's weird how it happens. So I'll be posting more about the tailgate later. That takes me a lot longer to put together than one of these. Everybody sends me photos, sends me videos, and then I put them together, whatever. That takes hours and hours and hours. I needed to get you something. So people that want to see tailgate highlights and all that, they're coming. It's going to take me a while to go through all the footage and the pictures. Thank you so much, though, to everybody that helped put this together. Family and friends, the whole crew. It was hot out there in early morning. It's a little stressful putting together some of these where you want to make sure you get a good spot and you don't forget anything and you have everything going in your group and can accommodate a large group of people, whatever. Everybody that helped out planning and putting this together, family and friends, you know who you are. Everybody does a specific role to free me up to be wheeling and dealing and meeting people and taking pictures and doing all the stuff I need to do. It means the world to me. I love you guys. I have a great crew. I'd never be able to do this without these people. Everybody that attended, this was the biggest one yet. Absolutely loved it. Hot weather. Oh, those beers were going fast. Listen, we had a board of writing down where you're from in Notre Dame land, that you're here for the tailgate. I think it was Always Irish Mom's idea. Great idea to put your name and where you're from on a board. We had 20 different states and 3 countries covered for this tailgate. And I love that. I love 20 different states, 3 different countries covered in this tailgate, all united and bonded by our love for Notre Dame. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing. That is like at the in the nuts and bolts, like of the genesis of all that. Like that is the ultimate compliment. We have all these people that don't know each other from all these different places, and they're all bonded, having a great time together, and everybody's friends with everybody now. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. What a great party. You'll get more on that later. On to the game. Now, you got to understand, you got to cut your boy a little slack. Didn't watch it on TV, didn't see the reaction on Twitter, didn't read any articles, didn't listen to any podcasts or nothing. This is all just raw Johnny getting home, okay? Here's what it feels like to me. Some games are pretty straightforward in how you should feel about them. Texas A&M, I feel like it's a good, hard-fought win, tough conditions, tough circumstances, good, hard-fought, quality win, whatever. Everybody kind of agrees on that. NIU on the other end, just totally awful. There's no excuse for it. By the way, Northern Illinois lost yesterday. Who was it? Buffalo, somebody. Northern Illinois lost. And even before they lost, do you know how many people to me in the last couple weeks have said, or I've seen tweet, you know what Notre Dame needs now is for NIU to run the table, or NIU's got to have a good year, maybe get that playoff spot for the group of five, whatever. Like, we really need North. Do you know how many times I've seen that tweeted or heard somebody say, you really need Northern Illinois to do something good now? Stop yourself. Think about the position your football operations in when you are Notre Dame and you have your fan base and media saying, you know what is really going to make or break Notre Dame's year if Northern Illinois does good or not. I think you've already broke your year if that's where you're at. So it was making me sick to my stomach to hear people saying our life is going to depend on what Northern Illinois does. If you're Notre Dame and you're in that position, you messed up. And I don't know if it was a bad one. You could go 11-1. It couldn't be that one. And now they lost. So you're not getting this, they're a Cinderella, whatever. No, they're not. They marched into your building and beat your ass. They're not no Cinderella. So that's all ruined, and it all got worse for you. And it's so predictable. These teams play up in the Super Bowl at Notre Dame, and then they go back to playing like crap against some nobody. Story of my miserable life. But the tailgate was fun. Anyways, that NIU narrative was already telling me what I needed to know about where this team is or isn't. That the narrative was, we need them to do good to help prop us up. That's an embarrassing statement to make. And if you even are in the position to have to make it, you need to evaluate where you're at. And now it just got worse with their loss. Congratulations. As for this Notre Dame, Miami, Ohio game, it's all in the eye of the beholder. These other games I talked to you about are not. I feel like the narrative's pretty direct. All in the eye of the beholder on this one. Do you say 28-3 blowout at home, not even that close? Look at this. Notre Dame had 270 yards rushing, must have ran it all over the place. They overcame the NIU problem at home, and they didn't lose to them. They won by 28-3, eliminating that worry that you're going to be in that problem again of waking up against Northern or whatever. If you didn't watch the game, you didn't see the game, you didn't do nothing, and you just look at that score and then some of the numbers in it, you're like, whatever, not even close, like boring, whatever. That's one way you could look at it. Some people might be looking at it that way. Or do you say, why were we losing to Miami, Ohio at home almost halfway through the second quarter at home? And you looked bad to start the game and were making really bad, awful mistakes on special teams and a quarterback who struggled to complete a remedial 2-yard out pass to the sideline and couldn't even complete basic passes that are wide open at home again against a team that isn't that great. And why did you start out that way? And I just don't understand why we can't just play good football more regularly. Which side of this are you on? Beggars can't be choosers. 28-3. Take it. You overcame the Northern thing. Be happy with it. Or I'm uncomfortable with a lot of what I'm seeing here. This team is not playing as good and as consistently as I needed or wanted them to be. Which side of this are you on? Special teams mistakes, it's unbelievable. You got a muff. You got the fumble on the snap on the field goal. You got a beautiful end-around trick play you're going to pull out against Miami, Ohio. And it goes well, and it's getting called back. Like, I have zero patience for any of those mistakes. None. Zero. But here we were at home making them in front of our home fans, making those mistakes. I'm telling you, this quarterback situation it's whatever hair I have, it's going to be falling out by the end of I can't. I'm sorry, man. I'm paying you that much money that he got in the NIL deal. I need you to be able to complete remedial 2-yard out passes. I need you to do that. Oh, but he ran for 9,000 yards, whatever. Yeah, that's cool. I need you to be able to throw the ball too. Oh, what do you mean? He was wheeling and dealing and ran down and long run for, but cool. I need you to complete passes too. You could beat some of the average or bad teams on your schedule doing it this way. You're not winning anything that matters or beating anyone we care about doing it this way. You're just not. You're not. You don't have to like this. I don't care. You could say, John, you're being a jerk. We won 28-3. Why can't you just be happy? You know what? You want to know why? I'll tell you why. My standard for having a good day of Notre Dame football isn't, can you get ahead and maybe like beat by a few scores Miami, Ohio? That's not John's bar of if Notre Dame's doing good enough. Raise your standards. I'm getting annoyed that we paid all this money and I have a quarterback that can't complete 3-yard out, just dump offs. When you're sitting where I did in that top row, ready to flip off the back of the stadium with no parachute, you see it all. It's not limited with it's really interesting where I was. You could see it all. The running lanes that are there, not there, from behind the team. I like that top row. You could see all that. You could see guys are open. Riley Leonard's missing them, bro. I could have freshmen miss that pass too. I don't pay $2 million to, and they have 3 more years of development. If that's what we're doing, save the multiple millions of dollars, roll with the young guy, and ride out these mistakes, and at least there's development. The fans were into it, you guys. And I don't know if it was the booze or what. I mean, it was hot out. We and everybody else, there was a lot of drinking going on. People were having a good time. People were chanting, here come the Irish and all this when we're going in to get your tickets scanned. The fans were into it. They were loud. I think they were drunk. Because I was surprised the energy there was to start the game, considering you lost to Northern Illinois. The wind's out of the sails, you guys. You lost to Northern. I was surprised there was that much energy. And then the way Notre Dame plays, the energy quickly fizzled out because you played like dog crap and played like crap to start the game. So all that energy just out of the balloon. It isn't our fault. It's 98 degrees in the sun. You're sitting there and you're excited and they don't do anything for a quarter and a half. People were booing again. Mostly Riley Leonard. People were booing, man. You can't complete a 2-yard out to open guys. And that's your super senior 1-year rental guy that you had to have. You got to be outside your mind. It ain't good enough. It's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. Any mistakes that would come from any of these other guys on the roster, it's developmental. You could look at it that way, like we're building to something. Same thing with Hartman. You are one and done. You need to win a lot now and raise the ceiling. Otherwise, there's no point of doing the one and done. Hartman didn't do it, and I hate to say it. Leonard's not either. Those fans were into this game. People were loud. I was surprised how loud that place was until the game started. Tailgating, awesome. Like, all great. Coming in the stadium, everybody's cheer. Oh, here come the Irish. Everybody was excited. The game starts. They don't give you any reason to cheer. It got quiet in there. And I know Notre Dame ended up winning by a lot or whatever, but that quarter and a half or whatever, when you're losing to them at your place and you're making all these mistakes, you can't move the ball. Nothing's working. There's no running lanes. He's missing passes. Nothing's working early, whatever. You have special teams mistakes, all this stuff. It's not good enough. This team is not playing nearly as good enough as I need or want them to play, period. Oh, we just blew out Purdue and we blew out these guys. What are you talking about? I don't need you to agree. I know what I see and I know what I don't see. Something doesn't feel right. It's just a little disjoint. Something doesn't feel right. You could literally just tell me, John, you're an idiot. We blew out the last team on the road. We blew out these guys, and you're still complaining? Yes, I am. You're not beating any good teams playing this way. What is your standard for Notre Dame football? You're not beating good teams playing the way we're playing now. You're not. It ain't happening. That makes next week very, very interesting, by the way. You're going to have to figure out how to complete a pass to beat Louisville. I'm sorry. And I know Leonard got a big one down the field, and I'm happy for that, but it's not consistent enough. It's not consistent enough. You're not beating good defenses and good teams playing offense the way we're playing it. Sorry. It just feels off. It feels disjointed. There's no rhythm. There's no flow. The team is not playing as good as I needed or wanted. That's just the baseline. Maybe they're just not as good as any of us wanted this year and hoped they were going to be. It just, something does not feel like it's just all in sync and flowing. I don't have that vibe that the team's rolling, and like when a team's rolling on offense and there's no flow. I don't feel any of that. Give me your numbers. 270 rushing, only 3 points allowed. Like, Leonard hit some better. He got better later in the game and hit some better passes and whatever and had some really big runs. That's all true. And I'm accounting with that. I'm taking that into my consideration to still come back to my point that it doesn't feel like it's good enough. And it doesn't look good enough to me. It's really annoying. This transfer quarterback thing, they come in and don't raise the bar of the quarterback room is, I'm at the end of my patience with it. And it's like, are you against the portal guy or whatever? I'm against the ones we're getting. They can't complete a 2-yard out pass in the first quarter against Miami, Ohio in your building. I'm over that. I can't have you be this inconsistent of a passer when you got that money on a one-and-done deal to come in here. And you already lost to Northern. I can't have it. I cannot have it. But I got it. I can't have it. Give me all your numbers you want about that Notre Dame ended up dominating the game, whatever. I'm just telling you, I know what I'm looking for, and this ain't it. I know what I'm looking for, and it doesn't feel like this is it. You're not beating any good teams playing the way we're playing. I'm sorry, you're just not. So that could be a problem for you next week. And I got news for you. You think the reaction after NIU is bad? Try this being a must-prove-it, make the playoff year, and you're out of contention before you reach the first bye, and the calendar don't even change to October. Not good enough. That's the danger you're in if you don't figure out how to move the ball sooner in a game than you did against these guys, and you never figured out against Northern. Telling you, something don't feel right. Something don't feel right, you guys. So give me all your numbers you want. Just say you're good. Glad we didn't lose, whatever. But I'm just going to ask anybody that's of that mind frame is, what is your bar for this team? What is your bar for this team? So I don't know what to tell you, man. Missing open guys, not even close. Running lanes closed early, often early. I know you got it going later, and Leonard did his thing, but early there wasn't much. No flow, choppy. Gee. This offense is not good enough to beat teams that have a good defense. So good luck against Louisville. You're going to find out. You can't be out of playoff. And by the way, 10-2 Notre Dame can make the playoff, whatever. A lot of years, probably. I don't think this year when one of the losses is to Northern Illinois. And they just lost, so you're not getting any bump from them that I don't want to acknowledge existed anyways. So, whatever, man. This team's not playing good enough, consistently enough to where the level I thought they could this year. It's very frustrating and disappointing. And again, with this offense situation, some of it is clearly Leonard, who can't complete basic passes with regularity as a super senior one-year rental. Come here to change the ceiling. What? No. That's kind of a problem. The O-line's a problem too with the injuries, and you're not getting the reliability of what you want. That's an ongoing part of it too. Like, I understand there's a lot of things to mix offensively that are not ideal. It just all feels like the team overall is not as good or is not playing as good as I wanted or needed or hoped they would be. And you better figure out a way to beat Louisville at home, or your season's literally over. You will have 2 losses, and when one of them's to Northern, you're out of the playoff before your first bye. Then it's you're in a real bad spot then. If you get there, you're in a real bad spot. But when you're running that offense, the way it starts, I can't trust. Why would I trust that you're going to move the ball against the Louisville when you can't against Northern and you can't against these guys for a large amount of time at home? Why would I think that? Because you blew out Purdue, one of the worst teams in America? Wow, I feel better now. So, listen, you guys. It's better than a loss. It's certainly better than a loss. It was, not waiting till the end of the last minute. We pull it out. It was better than all that. But the team overall is nowhere near where I wanted or needed them to be. If you watch a lot of college football and you look around the country and you watch these other games, Notre Dame is playing nowhere near the level that I hoped they could get close to. They're nowhere near the level of efficiency or effectiveness or consistency you need to be a top-level team. We're nowhere near it. You can't even see it from where we exist. That's not good enough. And you better figure out a way to grind out a win against Louisville, get to the bye, and then figure out your life. Because I'm getting sick of our home fans having to boo the team because you can't do any. It's something just feels off and uncomfortable. And I really don't like it. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe you think I'm being a jerk, but all the people at the stadium kind of agreed. There was a lot of booing going on, a lot of moaning and groaning, man. Let me know what you think. Maybe you think I'm out of control.